Hi everybody, I hope this is recording. This is my new video. I haven't got the lighting together, but you can't have everything. So I hope the audio is better, and here we are in a brave new world post the first round of Kavanaugh. I'm beginning to feel like a war correspondent. Well, viewers, we have to have a look. Now, as we all know, most of the psychics were correct on various things. People kept saying, I'm not seeing it. I don't know why, but I'm not seeing this nomination go through. So let's have a look at the FBI investigation first. And then I'm sure there'll be some subsequent questions. Blessings to Christina Blasey Ford and any other women who have come forward, because it cannot be easy, particularly some of those who are in Abernathy's stable. They're very brave to say, yes, I was drunk, and so forth. So these are not pretty stories. They're not pretty stories, but it's important that they're told. So let's have a look. First of all, the FBI probe. What will it turn up? A week's not long. These are difficult things to corroborate. I'm not sure how effective it'll be. I don't think they can force people to testify. So let's just have a look at the FBI probe itself. Yes, bit rough. Oh, two cards came out together. So we'll put them both out there. All right. Now, this is experimental as the first video with the new camera. I'm not quite sure I can capture the whole story here. I'm a bit weary too, viewers. I couldn't sleep because of waiting for the vote, and at 3 in the morning I was still prowling. Okay, so let's have a look. Bang in the middle, we kick off with hasty decisions, hasty actions. So see the storm brewing. So we're in a weird situation with this, but look, we are not in as bad a situation as the Republican Party is. They're damned if they do and damned if they don't. So this is a very rushed probe. Acting across that, influencing that, the strength card. I think this is the strength of the women generally, but also the strength of feeling in the country now. Have you experienced anything like that the last 2 days in living memory? This issue, the Me Too movement, the whole way women are treated is not going away, and I think it speaks to this strength. And the reason I'm fairly sure about that is these two cards, underneath and on top of this issue. So underneath, we have the Republicans, the GOP, happy family mythology. Mum, dad, the 2.5 children who happen to be white, living the rainbow, living the dream. If you look at this card closely in the Rider-Waite, see the kids in the background, the parents are sort of applauding themselves. There's a performance aspect to parenting. It's like we've done a really good job, and they're performing for the outside world. They're not actually looking at the children. And what you'd probably find, viewers, Brett Kavanaugh's parents, I've no idea if they're still with us or they've passed, but they were probably very proud of their boy too, who turns out to be a drunken thug, potential rapist, hideous person, but they would have been so proud of him. And this is the story. This is the recurring theme. So along with the strength card, back to this. We have the Empress. So again, female energy, fertility of ideas, things moving forward. So this is the female energy of wanting people to be comfortable, wanting people to have a good life. This is the generous aspect of the Empress here. Okay, so this is women as mothers, and there would be many women in America, if not several million women, who are mothers now, but who are also in that position or a variation of the position of Christine Blasey Ford. You know, you snuck out and you went to the party and then things got out of hand or whatever. They can identify with the story. So this is the more mature aspect, the Empress's mother. Okay. There is also an interesting stat, viewers. Let me share with you that support for Trump by the Republicans has been high since the beginning, like 87% of Republicans support him regardless or whatever. It's dropped to 68% of Republican women. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So the next two cards are also very telling. This is the FBI investigation. So we know it was rushed. It's only come about at all because of the strength of these women. The story is unfolding. There's pressure about families here. Now, what does this mean for people who are subpoenaed for this? Well, they're going to be offered something they do not want. You could substitute Mark Judge for this figure. I'm sure there are also others who went to school and college with Brett Kavanaugh who have stories. And like I said, perhaps you can let me know, viewers. I don't think the FBI can force them. They can't offer them deals, I think, like in the Mueller investigation. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they can say, we won't go ahead with rape charges or recommendation of anything if you speak to us. It's a fairly tricky thing. There's almost nothing to be gained for guilty men speaking to them. They can only really appeal to their higher selves, if you like. This is for the country. It's bigger than you. They can also just appeal, say, lying to the FBI is a federal crime, and if Avenatti et al. Are pushing other court cases, then they could be in trouble anyway. So the FBI can make a case to them, but they're not going to be happy. And of course there is more than one. They are not going to be happy. What's the outcome? Wish I could be more specific. Could go either way. Blind justice. Have to pull another card here, viewers. The outcome of the FBI investigation. Very hard to say. Oh! What fell out was the world. So, trust me, the world is absolutely glued to their televisions, to their computers, to every sort of device, watching this. So, last card on this. Do we have an outcome on the FBI investigation? Do we have an outcome? Do we have an outcome? Still embattled. So if you put these cards together, I'd have to say, just reading cold in that sense, it's not going to be a conclusive outcome, right? So it could go either way. The situation, both for the women who are accusing Kavanaugh, but also for Kavanaugh himself, also for the GOP, also for the Democrats, the battle isn't going to go away. Now, that can't be seen as immensely surprising, viewers, of course. If they vote him in, it's really bad for the Republican Party. Women are not impressed by this, pushing this guy now over the line, even more so. Disaster for the GOP. If they don't put him in, disaster for the GOP. They've failed to get anything up in the last year and a half. They've failed to get their prime candidate over the line. They can't win. That's the only consolation prize in this. They cannot win. All right, so now I'd like to know, let's just ask up front, is Kavanaugh going to withdraw? I've spoken to a few Catholic friends this morning, and I did a reading with a Catholic viewer this morning, and the Jesuits have come out and said he should withdraw his nomination. So let's ask the question, will Kavanaugh withdraw? Will Kavanaugh withdraw? Will Kavanaugh withdraw? All right. Oh, spun the count. Sorry about the muttering, viewers. All right, what have we got? Well, God, I can't drive this camera, really, I can't. I'm not sure where everything should go. Okay, so top card, first off the rank, the High Priestess, hidden agendas. This is also a battle of good and evil. Okay, Boaz, Yahweh, in the Jewish tradition, black and white. Now, along with many of you, I'm not comfortable with the binary of good and evil. I think it's sort of belongs in the Middle Ages. I think as evolved spiritual people, we should have a higher perspective than just good or evil. However, in light of this situation, this is a battle between those who want to put women back in the kitchen, back in the labour ward, and some of them back in the dungeon, versus women's power. So it's good and evil in that sense. It's also really flagging what he has to hide. And what he has to hide is going to come out. The sun is shining on the hidden secrets. Look out, Brett Kavanaugh. He also has a person who he trusts who's going to do him in with a thrust of the sword, the card of the spy. So we have people like Mark Judge, who is not a nice person, whose life has not manifestly changed probably from when he was 18 and 22 and was an ugly predatory monster. But it's not him. It's a spy. It's someone else closer to Kavanaugh who could spill the beans. The family money. I'm going to draw another card to clarify this. Money, a great deal of money has been spent on Brett Kavanaugh's nomination. It's also entirely possible that Mark Judge, and others have been bought off for their testimony. That's entirely possible. This is family money that isn't altogether ethical, but I'm going to draw a clarifier on does all this, shining light on his secrets, the spy in the camp, the buying off of witnesses. Oops, too early because I hadn't framed the question again. Okay, But the real question, universe, is will Kavanaugh withdraw? Will Kavanaugh withdraw? Oh, sudden wands. I think he might. I really think he might. Oh, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Okay. I'm going to say that there is a very high chance Kavanaugh's going to pull out. That could save everyone a lot of time and money and anguish. Let's hope. All right, then. Keep updates, because now there's all these other readings backed up because this has taken center stage. Please do your comments. Please do the thumbs up. And don't forget, if you want readings, email me. I'm loving the readings. I'm booked up till about halfway through October. Then there's a bit of light, so get in touch if you'd like a reading. I just really enjoy meeting you all. It's been fantastic. See you soon.